cool. That's it. That's high five. She's playing hard to get. You know the story. I have to quit it because they're gonna mute me and start canceling me. Hello, Francine Walters. Welcome. Good evening. Thursday evening at 10 p.m. It's always gonna be Richelieu Beaunoir. Cynthia Lindeboom. Hello. Craigie G. What kind? Cause I saw you got kicked out. You couldn't come back, but it's cool. It was time up anyway, Joy. And Craigie, you're always playing the jams. You came with the 90s R&B kind of a vibe, which is different because I know you normally hear with the old school, with the variety show numbers. But welcome. Our team's losing. Our team's losing. That's a bit cock. But we let me just close these stupid apps that tell me that the team's losing. And then what happened this week? Nothing happened this week, bro. Charlotte Smith, hello. AKA has been in the news every 5 minutes. And like the we are the new news commentators, so we also the judge and jury. So we decide what's the thing. I just can't believe the O went through a door. You know, there's all the drama going on, and then there's a lady crying in the background, and there's abuse and a whole lot of things, bro. It's sad. But at the end of the day, the bra walked through a door. That's the part that's where I stopped. When I'm like, yo, this over through a door wearing what looks like a onesie. I don't know. The hip hop also doing things differently. Um, but that happened. Oh, it's 1-1 there. Well done. Well done. Liverpool's keeping it up. Craigie G was gone. So what happened today? Today I posted a picture of something I tried for the first time, right? Which is I tried peanut butter and banana, right? And I decided to try it because I was watching a children's thing on TV, and they were busy with a raccoon, and the raccoon ate the sandwich, and then the one started crying and said, "The raccoon ate my peanut butter sandwich and banana." So I'm like, "What? I didn't hear about this before. Let me try this thing." Because I'm big. If you know me, you know I'm big on the peanut butter bread and jam. What kind? Booties in the house? What kind? You know me, I'm there. Bread and jam is my thing, bruh. Bread, peanut butter, jam. I always do 3 stack. So you gotta spread them out. You gotta make the jam. So you put a bit of butter in the middle slice. Is butter top, butter bottom. So the butter meets the jam, and the butter meets the peanut butter, right? And that's my style. So today I tried. Let me try this other thing. So I put a picture of it, and I don't normally post my meals, but I posted my meal today, and I was very surprised at how many people in the world, not even in the world, just people that I know you guys personally. I've seen you on the streets. We've done things together, and then you're busy eating. Like everybody has eaten peanut butter and banana, but nobody has ever told me. Like I've never been to somebody's house and somebody's like, "Yo, bro, you got." No one's ever told me that shit. But today I had it. A lot of opinions. Mine was just peanut butter and banana and another slice. Then you can apparently have to put honey on top of that. Now you see adding peanut butter and apples. What is it? Is that on bread as well? What kind, Kelly's? Now must put peanut butter and apples on bread. Um, yeah, peanut butter and banana toasted. Buri says, and that's what I mean. I've known Buri. I've known you my whole life, bro. I've known Buri from the time he was like 6 years old. I've never once have you sat down and eat a peanut butter and banana sandwich together. We've never discussed it. It's never been a thing, bruh. Uh, cheese and jam. Cheese and jam was old school. Thanks, Aunt, for putting me on the cheese and jam. My mother used to make me the cheese and jam. I don't really fancy it so much anymore because the thing is, my mother used to make it for me for lunch for school, and that was a major flop. By the time I decided to open my lunchbox to chow the peanut butter and I mean the cheese and jam, it used to become a new thing. Like the cheese used to melt a little bit, the jam used to congeal quite a bit. By the time I open it and I bite it, it's like it became a new flavor. It's just like there's like jam and I don't know what jam you use. For us it was apricot because we only had apricot jam and that other mixed fruit, Yugos. Remember Yugos, the red one? We only had strictly Yugos or the thing or the apricots, and that's what I used to have. And peanut butter and banana is very good. Even without the peanut butter, it's amazing. Just banana. Right now, that's how we grew up. How is it? To give it a review, um, I like peanut butter, but together, very, very sticky on the palate. Very like when I took my first bite, because I had it with my lighty, right? I said, hey, we're gonna eat this thing together because I didn't want him to also suffer like my whole life and not have this thing. And when you bite it, I don't know, maybe I don't know if it was upside down because the peanut butter went in the pellets and then the banana was just like, wasn't even helping out. The banana was just there for a little bit of flavor, and then I swallowed him down. But it is good. I'm gonna have another one. I'm gonna do another one. Fresh bread, fresh bananas. Apparently, I have to have my peanut butter has to also be salted. Now you see, now you're adding in salted peanut butter now to an already complicated, which is supposed to be a simple thing. Now it's a complicated peanut butter, honey, fresh bread, toasted. Yo, but by the time I finished that, I might as well have made myself a BLT. I might as well have went and cut some ham, get some lettuce, get some get some mayo. I'd rather have done that. By the time I've toasted bread, toasted it, but I think I don't eat toast and peanut butter because of the same thing. Because when you put the peanut butter on the toast, it starts to melt a bit and then it starts becoming more sticky. I like the stickiness, but that's for me, it's too much stickiness. But yeah, you were supposed to me. Thanks, guys, for not telling me in the first place. But then thanks now. I'm also gonna put it onto my own. I'm sure everybody has their sandwich. I have a sandwich. My one is it's cabbage. It's a white bread, fresh with cabbage, freshly made cabbage. So straight as it's just there in the pot and it's starting to brown. You grab the cabbage, you throw it on top of the bread, and on top of the cabbage you throw cheese, and on top of that a drizzle of tomato sauce. You slam it together. There must be chilies, obviously, in the cabbage. Slam that together, and you get into that. That's my go-to sandwich. If somebody's making cabbage, I jump in on that. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna bring in our guest. I'm actually excited. I'm excited to have this guy because he's always always banged to, like that, always scared to speak to, because he always had it like he looks scary to talk to. Like, if you talk to him, you look like you're gonna waste your time. Those bras there. And remember, last week we were sitting with Verd, and we were talking with Verd and TRO, and we went deep. We spoke for 2 hours last week about the East Coast flavor and how they didn't get paid and people are fighting over contracts. And the conversation it's gonna go on. It's actually been going on. I've got so many calls of different artists and different people, and I think the conversation will carry on. But remember, we were talking about those dudes that used to come to school. They used to be wearing Wayfarers and Sebagos and all that. Remember those guys? This is one of those guys. Like, we doesn't see him in school. It's like, yo, this, but I can't talk to him. You got a bomber jacket on. It's 1993. Everyone, like, a bomber jacket is like your outing thing. These guys used to wear it to school. Bomber jackets, Sebagos, Wayfarers, tested Wayfarers too. Not even like they had money to get the tested Wayfarers. So he was that guy. So she's playing Hard to Get because I always try to play a song that's kind of reminiscent of the time when I knew this, bruh. When we were in each other's space, and that time it was high five, and the soul music was a thing, bruh. It was like Jodeci, and like, it was all that. That's where we were. So good evening, Shafiq, Graham, Wakankas, Melanie. Hello, I'm about to bring our guest in. Let me see if I can play the horns because I don't ever get the horns right. Ismail Abrahams. Wait, the horns. There we go. I got the horns. Wakandra.
Hey, my man, you, if ever a thoroughbred brainer was a person, that would be you, bruh. Right down to the chow, like, yo, you and your fresh white bread, and you stress fresh white bread. How do you get peanut butter on fresh white bread? That bread must look like, like holes all over that bread. Like fresh bread, peanut butter, those don't go together, bro. That peanut butter and bread only happens 2 days or a day after you bought that loaf.
No, bruh. I have a very strict first day policy. First day.
And then how soggy is that fresh white bread with the cabbage on? Because it's coming fresh out the pot, braising hot, fresh out the pot. And you throw it on fresh white bread, soggy, and then you're still putting tomato sauce on top of the cabbage.
And cheese.
That's a soggy sandwich, bro.
No, bruh. You don't keep it as soon as you've done that. As soon as you've done that, the cheeses, everything's there. As soon as you've done the throw on, you throw everything on, you squash it together, and you get in there. Bruh, I promise you, that's the best sandwich you'll ever have. I promise you.
Chow it off your fingers.
Stuck it in there.
Yeah, I was wondering why you're playing High Five Hard to Get. It's like, yo, Hey, okay. Who's hard to get here?
No, I'll just because the thing is, like,
Or it's like when you say, "Oh, that song came out when we were in each other's space." No, tell the truth, guy. Shame the devil. Tell the truth. That song came out, and all the stickies you were plarring gave you a no. That's how you remember the song.
I'm gonna tell you the truth though. I actually did believe that. Like like this song was a very big part of that space of my life where when when the no's were coming in thick at first, I just be like, okay, I understand what's going on here. She likes me, but she just it's actually a bad thing. It's not really
No,
cool.
I think back then the stickies were confused when they were checking you. Firstly, just the appearance, like, hey, what kind? Is this a brain? Oh, and then the name is like, no, this was not a brain. No, and then you hear you speak, it's like, oh, okay, wait, that's thrown off now completely.
Yeah, that's that. But the thing is, it was in we were in Hillview, bro. So in Hillview, it was because you were that guy. Like I used to be. You were tall. You were like as tall as you are now. You were that tall from the time I think you were like 13 or 14 years old. Uh, and you used to walk around school, and you had the 4130s on, and you have to be like, look at this, bro. Yeah, just look at this, bro. And you always looked like you didn't want no one to talk to you. That was your thing. It's like you just used to. I was like, because in school, remember in Hill videos, there was like cliques and people were doing random things, whatever. And you were actually already in the entertainment, but you were just like, you'd walk by. I'd be like, okay, I think you stayed. Did you stay in Croker or did you stay in the other
Croker
road?
Place, yeah, I was from Croker Place, man.
Okay.
And back then already, Croker Place, the Croker lads, it was a soccer team with Croker lads. I did a I did a stunt there for about a couple of months. Was always on the bench, but yeah, I was part of Croker lads nevertheless.
I just found out.
Couldn't play soccer
I found out. I
at
just found out
all.
now that you were a goalkeeper for Crocodiles. I didn't know this. This was news to me now. That
Well,
you,
I tried every position, failed at every position.
but I didn't. That's the thing is like for me, I never like it's like DJ Rowley is the same. I didn't expect Rowley to be a DJ because he was such a like a nerdy, serious guy. And then I didn't see him for a lot of time, and then all of a sudden he was a DJ.
Mhm.
That's the same for you. Like I wouldn't imagine you playing football. Like you just look like you don't want to be
Ah,
part of.
it was more social, hanging out with the guys after school. Yeah. Oh, where you going? Oh, going down to John Dory grounds. What you going to do there? Oh, kicking the ball around. Oh, okay. Is there stickies? Ah, no. Okay, cool. Let's buy. All right. Hang out and say, okay. So this is what you guys do until it becomes like, no, man, this is hard work. You mean in order for me to play every Sunday, I must be here 3 times a week? Yo, never mind. 360, I'm out.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then you grew up in Croker Place. And then when did you move out from Newlands?
Nah, I was always in Newlands. The only time I left Newlands East was, yes. Actually, I never left. I was always around. Well, the only time I personally left, well, was I had my first car was this Uno, right? Uno SX. Hey, that thing used to move. And I used to use it for gigs. That time I just started out doing weddings and stuff. So I used to drop the back seats, put speakers in, and blah, blah, blah. So one morning I came home from a gig, Saturday, early Sunday morning, about 2, 3. Hey, I was too tired. All right. So I stayed in the flat. So I parked the car, went in, too tired to take out the speakers and the CDs. Hey, they hit me down, bro. Yo, about 4:30 in the morning, hearing the neighbors screaming. You know that forward the auntie that's always around. Yeah, hey, she was screaming. Hey, Issy. Hey, I come wake up in a dwell, come outside. Oh, the back window's gone. Hey, speakers, CDs. Hey, my CDs. And I guarantee you, till this day, maybe there is still some people watching this podcast as we speak now, with my name on the CD, and they're playing it because every CD, every CD I wrote my name on. All right, Ismail. So you're listening to a CD now. It's got Ismail Abrahams on. Hey, hope you're still enjoying it, man. Yes, yes. Hey, I left about 3 crates of CDs in there. Right, those black bags we used to use. Yeah, 3 of in, a couple of 2 speakers, blah blah. Yeah, gone. That was number 1. All right. Then I upgraded. I got myself a City Golf. All right. Hey, I parked it in the neighbor's yard. You know, Justin Reuters.
Oh yes.
Right? Right. I think he was in your grade. Justin
Yeah.
Reuters. Now his 2 brothers are policemen. All right. So I thought, hey, safe, right? Park the car there. Hey, one morning I wake up, same lady screaming. Hey, wake up. The City Golf is on bricks. 4 tires gone, back winds out. I reckon, nah, fuck it, I'm out. Hey, I got myself a place in Florida Road. I was out. Yeah. So that's me and Newlands East, man. Hey, they hit me. It's like, yeah, can a nigga not get up?
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
you're trying to work yourself up, but it's all
Yeah.
good.
Let me leave. So there's an interesting. Is it the same lady? But she's she was one. She only calls you when they're gone, right? She's like, hey,
Yeah,
they just left. And then
yeah.
you see these originals? Or do
Actually,
you?
it was your bra's old lady, Renzo.
Oh yeah, yeah. Canem, huh?
Yeah, she was screaming there. Both times she was screaming. So
Jeez.
yeah. So yeah, that's how I used to always be in and out of Newlands. My mom still stayed there for most of her life. Well, yeah, I still own the flat. I've got family living there.
Okay.
So yeah, so I haven't been to Durban in a while. Haven't been to Newlands East in a while. Uh, but from what I hear, all is good. I still
So,
got a good friend staying there, Hilmi. Hilmi, remember Hilmi?
no,
He,
I don't know anybody by the name of Hilmi.
Marlon Safadine, man. Marlon
Oh,
Safadine.
okay.
He still stays there. Yeah, so yeah, Newlands East. And by the way, I was doing a documentary about the history of radio in South Africa. And then the documentary included the history of radio from KZN, and should come out about a year or so, depending on budgets. Um, it's sad. It's they were glorifying and giving me kudos on it, but if you look back and I go, wow, it's been 11 years. This year is the 11th year on Metro FM for me, and I'm the only colored DJ
Right.
from KZN to be on national radio.
Okay. That's what I wanted to ask you. We're gonna talk about the history and all that, but was that always a dream? Was being on like one of the major platforms, was that always a dream, or did that become the dream during like other aspects, like while you were playing or while you were busy in the industry? Did that just become a thing, or was that always what you where you wanted to be? Did you always want to be on radio talking?
It was always the dream. It was always, um, what was our woodwork teacher's name, man?
Wait, wait. There was
The
two.
one at the beard. He ended up with a little beard as well.
Colorblind there. Was it Mr. Walt? Wait, I remember him. He was colorblind. I don't know about him. He was colorblind. There was Mr.
Uh,
Lo was one of them. He has the
Mr.
dark.
Lowe. I had Mr. Lowe. I spoke to him about it as well. And in fact, the principal,
The waltzes, eh? No.
the
What's those?
principal
Mr. Duplessis.
before Mr. Duplessis?
Yeah.
Right. Tell you a story quickly, man. Mr. Duplessis and I used to have long conversations every Wednesday afternoon because Wednesday afternoon, after big break, I used to bounce home because we used to have the last double period as hoodwork. So the last one, hey, there's Graham. Graham will tell you, he was around. Right, Mr. Lambert. No, Mr. Lambert was just quick with the cane. Hey, remember, you know, we must still take them up to task on the woke society. Must go back. Mr. Gabin, Mr. Lambert, and all of them. They were very fast with the cane, right?
Mr. Tui.
Um, yeah, Mr. Tui. Mr. Tui depends on which one, the tall one or the short one.
Yeah, that's all.
And the tall one, I learned a lot from him, and I learned this skill, right? So Wednesday afternoon, so from Standard 8, I was already into radio. I used to listen to radio. I was listening to East Coast radio back then. I was listening to Capital Radio at night. I was listening to Metro FM. It was Radio Metro then. I was listening to Radio Metro. Treasure Shabalala. He used to be on at night when I used to do homework and stuff. And I was just so fascinated that there's people in the radio playing music and then they talk. It's like, wow, I love doing both. That's my career. So I never used to do hoodwork, double period. I used to bounce home until one day Mr. Duplessis caught me, right? Middle of Standard 8, because the Mr. Lowe, the hoodwork teacher, went and combered me, right? Like, hey, this lighty, every Wednesday is never around, right? Okay. Hey, Mr. Duplessis called me into the office and we spoke. I told him this line. Hey, listen, me, I want to work in a radio station one day. I don't want to build it. So that woodwork class, I ain't going to, because it comes with the subjects I want. Geography, biology, history. Yeah, I want that. I'm cool with that. But hey, it comes with hoodwork. I don't want to do hoodwork because me, I'm gonna work in it, not build it. You know, when I got onto P4 radio, that was the first commercial radio station. When I got on there, I think the third show I did, I randomly, just while the music was playing, I randomly picked up the phone, it's ringing. It's like, yo, P4 radio, hello. Mr. Duplessis called me and reckoned, hey, Ismail, how are you? It's Mr. Duplessis. And reckon, hey, sir, what's happening? No, cool. And reckon, I just want to say congratulations and well done. I wish we had more students like you that know from the onset what they want to do in life and go out and do it. Sorry for giving you so much grief every Wednesday afternoon. Nah, it's all good, man.
Yeah. Because now that's the thing, bro. Like this, I'm the same. I also feel like that they were always so angry, man. Like they're always so angry.
Mr. Gabin. Mr. Gabin. That Bali was angry. You know, I always say, you know, especially now, when we look back, we need to accountability is very key when it comes to me. And you know, you don't want to put teachers on blast now, especially, you know, some, may their soul rest in peace, but they need to be put on blast because none of them ever, I doubt teachers from the 70s, 80s, 90s have ever stepped forward and said, or on platforms now and go, I am sorry.
Yeah.
You know, because they've shaped, and at the same time of shaping so many careers, they've also destroyed so many lives.
Dude, exactly. Because I was like, I could have been a comedian like many years ago. Not funny. spaced out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But you're right. I share the same sentiments around like how like grown men were hitting us with sticks, bro. I've always had that thing. Like even
Yeah.
while in school, I always felt that way. I was like, this is a grown man hitting like I'm 15 or whatever, and he's hitting me with a stick like 9, however many times that it's like decide you need to be hit, they'll hit you.
And then
But
you must still jump in his taxi on the weekend.
yeah, yeah. 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 Or he stays in your road, like the teacher stayed in our road at one point. So that's the worst, bro. But you came through during a very nice period for us for colored people with entertainment, right? Because I remember back in the day, especially during school, there was it Russell Dry. There's a guy that plays the keyboard. They used to call him the what is he? They used to do like these random like variety shows during after break. Remember that time of our lives where they
Yeah.
were playing basketball in the thing and people were playing like they had bring boom boxes to school.
You know the ironic thing about that whole thing. Um, Variety shows used to be top class. The guys used to dance and all that, and then the DJs around that time. There was Mark Tucker, brilliant guy. There was. I remember Mark Tucker clearly because he was the only DJ on that era that kind of let me in, kind of thing.
Yes,
I remember when I first did. There was a radio station that came out only for Durban area and only came out during the summertime, holiday time, December holidays. It was called 105 or something like that, and I needed music because I got a show on the weekend, Saturday afternoon show. Got there, and Mark Tucker gave me. I went to his Pawsey, got some vinyl and he gave me the vinyl. He gave me a couple of stacks, and I went and I did the show with his vinyl, his music. I always remember that. And in high school, I remember in Hillview, Valentine's Day, they used to have something, and a
yeah,
couple of other things they used to have, and they never used to give me a chance. I always used to ask. It's like, hey, what's up? And I tried. I know they gave me the mic once to MC, and
yes.
that I did
And
it once, and then that was it.
because
Yeah.
sadly enough, the other last 2 weeks ago I was in Durban and I saw that keyboard guy, Quinton Finn Graham saying they used to call him
Yes. I
time
remember
machine.
Quinn.
Do like the
Yes,
English.
Time Machine.
But I saw him the other day, bro. I was in Durban like probably last week, 2 weeks ago.
That guy was, that guy, he was, if you look back now, that guy was maybe 20 years ahead of our time,
Exactly.
right?
You are
Because what we'd called weird then is actually the cool guy now.
yeah, right.
Because we used to look at as a weird dude, man. And he was always like on this hectic like energy. It's
Yeah,
wonder, hey, this energy bunny, you know.
yeah.
But
And
yeah, hey, he was a
he,
top man.
yeah. Like he plays synths and he plays like weird, like literally weird things. But I saw him like literally about last week. It looks like
Yeah,
something happened to him. Like he's not
yeah.
alright. You're standing on the corner and he just looked like
Oh, is he still around?
yeah, but he doesn't look right. He looks like I don't know if his mind is not with him or like I was sad, bro. Like I saw him and I was like,
Wow.
I remember this, like you say, I remember this, bro, being like a thing. Like he had his even in is it like on a Saturday at Macro, like if he walks into Macro on a Saturday, he'd be there on those keyboards. Because remember Macro had
Feels
like
keyboards, yeah.
he had
Yeah.
those when you walk in, then I was like, oh shit, this bruh's going to like the next level. He's taking it somewhere else.
He was super talented. He was sorry, man. My wife is just giving me the charger for my laptop. I didn't pre-plan. Yeah. Yeah. So Quinn, I remember Quinn. Quinn was a
And
cool guy.
for me, I remember. So let's talk about how you got into it in the first place, though. Like where did the interest start? Because like you're saying that you, uh, obviously
I,
marketing helps a lot of people, and
I, I actually had to make things work myself, so to speak, because so I started DJing, doing weddings, right? And I joined the guys called Top Jocks. They used to do weddings around Durban, but mostly white weddings. All right. So I jumped on that bandwagon because the money was there. And that was the only people willing to pay you X amount to do a wedding. I used to get queries from coloreds, Indians, blacks, and then you give them your price and like we'll call you. It's like, okay, sharp. I get a booking again. I'm going to do another white wedding. So I ended up doing a lot of white weddings and joining the agency. They were called Top Jocks. So I
okay,
joined them. So with these guys, we started to also do in-store announcements at Edgar's in West Street,
yes,
the Edgar's and the Hub, right?
yeah,
So
that's where I was yeah, the
before
hub.
you walk in, you'd hear us standing there with a speaker, come in, we'd announce specials and blah 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 and la la la. All right, about yeah. So then we started doing Mr. Price. And Mr. Price, the first store was there in Brick Hill Road, opposite Just Donuts. Right?
Yeah,
Remember those Just Donut runs, Tuesday nights. Especially when the wheel open, you take a walk, you first eat there, or you go to the movies or come back, either or. All right? So the Mr. Price started to expand, right? Very quickly. So it ended up that we couldn't be at all the different stores. So we'd be in Brick Hill Road, then we'd be in Game City, and then from Game City to Musgrave. And then by the time we knew it, they had about 6 stores already. And we couldn't cater for all 6 stores. So what we did was we sat down one day, a guy called Marcel Sepe, David Yap. I don't know if you know Darren Simpson.
yes, I know Darren Simpson.
Yes,
He
Darren
was
was with us as well. All
he
right.
was urban at the time.
Yes, Darren was from Pinetown, right? Pinetown boys. So it was the 5 of us. Oh, and Trevor Williams, right? So we came up with this whole thing of using the ISDN line from Telcom, from store to store. So how you'd make a phone call from one store to another store, because they've got their own in-store system, right?
Yes.
The phone system. So we bounced our signal off the telephone line in-store system, right? Because from store to store, you could call a store to store direct.
Oh,
So
right.
we use that same principle to bounce the signal. So we'd sit in Brick Hill Road, and via that Telcom line, we'd hit all the other stores at the same time. And that's how retail radio started in South Africa. And I can proudly say I was one of the founding members of retail radio in South Africa.
That is
So that's
insane.
how we started Red Cap Radio, Mr. Price Radio, and the Hub Radio.
That deserve the awards, bro.
Yeah.
That's
And then everything else. And then I think I did that for a couple of years. It was nice because wherever Mr. Price store opened up in South Africa, we'd go. So I got to travel South Africa, opening up Mr. Price stores and DJing at these different stores, blah, blah, blah. And then I think in 2000, middle of 2000, a guy called Ernest Pillay called me on a Monday. I reckon, hey, how's it, Ismail? listen, I heard you at Mr. Price over the weekend. Come through. So he set up a meeting on a Wednesday. I went through and he gave me a contract. Like no interviews, like there's the contract. You on Saturday and Sunday evenings. No, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 6 to 10. I was like, okay, cool. Signed it. I was over the moon, right? Finally on commercial radio, right? And then Friday night, I remember this story so like it was yesterday. Friday night, I'm sitting outside Ecstasy with the brass hanging. Hey, I get a call around about 10:30 in the evening, right? It's like, hey, not a call, a text saying, hey, listen, I can't do my show tomorrow in the morning, 6 to 9 breakfast show. Please fill in for me. And that was Ernest Pillay, right? And my first show is later on, 6:10 p.m., 6 to 10.
Night show, yeah.
So my first show now is going to be a stand-in for the breakfast show. Hey, I leave all the bras, jump in a taxi, go home. Now I can't sleep because I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I get up, 5 o'clock taxi straight to town, get in, right, do the show. After the show, he sits me down and reckon, brilliant, nicely done. That was your test on see how you swim in deep waters kind of thing. Well, no, cool. So from that day, he's always been a mentor. And I used to listen to him when he was on Radio Metro, Ernest Pillay, back in the day. So till this day, we're still very good friends. And yeah, so, and then I did P4 Radio, yeah, for about 8 years, I think. They changed, and then they changed to Gagasi. I was the only one standing, the only non-speaking Zulu person. The only English-speaking guy that didn't speak Zulu at all. I used to do the chart show on a Saturday. And then I got bored with that and everything. Was going to join East Coast Radio. And then I got a different offer from Radio 2000. Okay. So I moved to, I'm just like, oh, you know what? And for the longest time, for the 5 years, I've been putting off the move to Johannesburg. I wasn't really wanting to move to Johannesburg. So when P4 Radio changed to Gagasi, it's becoming more like, hey, you know what? You got to move. So I got an offer from Radio 2000, went up, looked at the SABC, blah, 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 and joined Radio 2000, right? So now, and that's when I first met you guys doing stand-up comedy, when I joined Radio 2000. And I think you guys were at a Florida Road. You guys were doing a gig there, and I came through. That's when I saw you guys for the first time doing a gig there in Florida Road, and told the wife, yo, got to go check you were Neil Green and the guys doing stand-up. Yeah. In that club below the hotel there in Florida Road. Just where Keys is, next door. Yeah, it was, you had to go underneath the hotel kind of thing. Yeah. So I was with Radio 2000 6 months, right? Doing my thing, and then I get a call from Metro FM. And I tell the guys, the program manager at Metro FM, hey, I just joined 2000.
I'm new.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, no, cool. 3 months later, I get another call. And then I start talking to different people. And I tell the wife, hey, listen, I'm going to take this deal at Metro. And she was like, okay. I'm like, you know what? Metro FM is the biggest radio station in the country. There's no other radio station bigger than Metro, and every radio DJ in this country wants to be on Metro. There's not a radio DJ, I guarantee you, there's not a radio DJ or radio presenter in South Africa that doesn't want or wanted to be on Metro FM. Right? It's like the Real Madrid of radio. You can play for Man United, you can play for who, but if Real Madrid comes knocking, you're gone. So after 8 months at Radio 2000, I tell the guys at Radio 2000, and the guys like, understand 100%, go live the dream, my man. So I've been living the dreams for the last 11 years now.
Jeez, bro, it's amazing, dog, because it like Metro FM, like at one point in the 90s, any colored household, any household you went into, they would be tuned into Metro FM. And you've become now, I don't even, what music did you play when you, because you're speaking about the hub, that's it for me, that's when I realized, because I knew you were into music and into DJing, and that's when you were in school. And the one day I walked into the hub, I'll never forget, I walked into the hub, and it was Christmas time. Outside the door was Alec Cock with the bell, dealing.
Oh, right.
For the Christmas thing. And already I was like, I know this guy. He's from...
Derek went far away from him too.
Yeah.
May his soul rest in peace, man. So sad.
And he's busy ringing the bell in the streets, and he's screaming about he's doing like all those sales and whatever. And then I walk in to the thing, and you guys, I think you were like above,
yeah,
facing into the store, like a little, like a kind of And I walked in and I looked up and I saw you there, and I was like, because you get that moment when you realize like this is different now, man. This is different. No more like standing in the quad, spitting rhymes or doing things with like the time machine and Richard.
I interviewed Shaggy there. I interviewed the Manhattans there. I interviewed Boys to Men there. In the radio, Hub Radio. It was called the Hub Radio. Yeah, in that little cubicle there. Yeah. Made some good friends with. Back then, DJs. If you were on radio, you had some kind of platform. Record companies were your best friends. So I had a very good relationship with record companies. So every time my artists used to come to the country, especially Durban, and there weren't much of us, so they'd always like, hey, who's who? Like, can we get this guy on? So, okay, when you come to Durban, you must speak to Trevor Williams. You must speak to Ismail Abrahams. Okay, cool. Done. And that's how we rolled, man. Got to see Boys to Men, got to meet out Shaggy. Who else? Tamia.
Kevin Campbell, I'm sure.
Yeah, Tevin Campbell. Yeah, so it's unbelievable when you tell people, hey, you know what? Hey, by the grace of God, I am living a dream, bro. It's been a dream. There's nothing else I wanted to do in life except, be on radio and be a radio DJ. There's a huge difference between being a radio presenter and being a radio DJ.
Right.
East Coast Radio. Everyone on there are radio presenters. You see people on 5FM, Metro FM, those are radio DJs. And you know who else from Durban made it huge? It's also a very huge icon for myself. So besides coming out of KZN, give you the history of radio DJs in KZN. It all started with Capital Radio, a guy called Oscar Renzi. I went around for him. You went around for him. I think your parents were around for him, right? He came from Vryheid. Hey, he was good. I've listened to tapes. Oscar Renzi. He was good. He was like the founding colored radio DJ. And then there was a guy called Boogie Harry. He used to do a mix show on Radio Metro back in the day, but he was from Joburg. And then was Trevor Williams, right? He made it on East Coast Radio, and still today, he's the ish, right? He also taught me a lot and brought me onto the wedding circuit. and he taught me how to do Indian weddings. Hey, Trevor Williams, a whiz. All right. So I'm grateful that till this day I can do a colored wedding, I can do an Indian wedding, I can do a white wedding, I can do a black wedding, easy peasy
Right.
kind of thing. So coming out of KZN, Oscar Renzi, number one, then Trevor Williams, then I got Lee Downs. I don't know if you remember Lee Downs,
From Newton.
right? Yeah, he was huge, still huge. He's an icon in South African radio. Made it one of the biggest DJs in Cape Town. Did breakfast drive on all the radio stations in Cape Town.
Yeah, he's still busy, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's now a cook. He's got his own takeaway. He's a cook now. All right, he makes Durban curries in Cape Town. All right, and then me. And for the longest time, I kid you not, I've been looking and searching for Durban coloreds to follow, to say like, yo, let me open the door, come through. This is what's happening. This is how you do it.
What's stopping the movement in that space, bro? What stops that?
I don't know. That's why I say, I don't know. Do Durban colored people not listen to radio, not inspired to be on radio when they listen to radio?
Yeah.
There was one lighty. I made contact with him because I heard him. I was doing a gig in Durban once, and I heard him on the training slot on East Coast Radio. What was his name? Kerwin or something. I forgot his name, but I did make contact with him because I heard potential, and it's like, hey, there's a colored boy from Durban, and I think he's from Sydenham.
Okay.
And then I was like, I heard him on the training slot on East Coast Radio, and I was like, okay, cool. Then I emailed him and like, hey, what's up? Hit me up if I'm here. I'd love to give you some guidance, blah, blah, blah. But somehow or the other, I don't think he took it the right way.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
That's
it was like, yeah, we know everything. It's like, okay, cool. And then I think he was taking a job. The last I heard when he told me he was taking a job at YFM, but I don't think that panned out. So,
okay.
And then it just lost contact. So yeah, if you know of any Durban colored guys that want to do radio or want to be on radio, hit me up, guys. Hit me up.
I told you look unapproachable, bro. It's your fault. You look unapproachable. They're scared to ask you. But I like that though. I'm always about that though. So if for me, look, I like doing is making a thing of it. So like, if you really want to find somebody, let's do a drive. Let's find them. Let's go. Let's dig in the holes. Let's get that person.
Let's use your platform, right? Let's use your platform. Let's throw it out to the guys and say, hey, listen, what's it called? The Radio of Color.
Yeah.
Radio of Color is looking for the next radio DJ, right? Not radio presenter, radio DJ, right? I want to groom a radio DJ, and you'll be groomed by Ismail Abrahams. And I'm not saying that as oh, I'm the man kind of thing and everything. No, my credentials speak for themselves, all right? So when I say, okay, I'll groom them.
Yeah.
I'll listen to everyone. So we'll have a panel, all right, a judging panel. I'll be on the judging panel, and then let's see if we can find the next thing. The difference is simple. When you just listen to East Coast Radio, All right? They've got radio presenters. A radio presenter is a person that they don't have much, there's no connection to the music. You know, when you're doing music radio, there's no connection, and it's kind of like TV presenting without the TV camera in front of you. So if you listen to the likes of 947 East Coast Radio, KFM, those guys are presenters. Whereas if you listen to the likes of 5FM, Metro, Good Hope FM, Heart FM, those guys, they've got radio DJs. All right? Music is pre-selected, but you have input. Hence, if you don't have input in your show when it comes to music, it comes back down to you just do the live reads, blah blah.
What percentage of input do you have, for example, on like on Metro? How much of the because you've cemented yourself as like a romantic music, very chill vibes, etc. How much influence do you have over the stuff that you play on your slots or whatever?
You see, for me, is as I say, this is something I will always be doing, and you got to roll with the times and reinvent. So I started off with R&B, hip hop, played house music, and now I'm back to more chill vibes of R&B, soul kind of vibe. So with the input, on your show, it depends on the station's mandate, and then what time of day, what type of show the station has, and then you create your playlist around the radio clock on that. So your input would be your music features, your inputs is like, hey, at this time I would like to have that. And if it goes in line with the station's mandate, boom. That's how music gets done.
Okay. So I'll be honest with you. I always make jokes about the radio voice, and you have the radio voice locked down. It's your normal voice now. This
You
is how you
see, now that for me, and I tweeted that earlier. Strangely enough, you speak about that. For me, the radio voice is utmost important. Hence, the difference now. Radio presenters don't have radio voices. Hence, they sound, like the TV news person. Whereas the radio DJ is the radio DJ with the radio voice and what's up and how you doing, that vibe, because you're creating something, because remember, radio is the theater of the mind. You're creating, before you sell the music, because number one, what you listen to radio for, music, and then of course the personality, and I guarantee you, if you look at the likes of Kick-Ass Kenny, there's music comes first to mind. Right. Mark Gilman, music comes to mind because that's how those radio DJs did it. But if you go, okay, who's a radio presenter? Damon Beard. I guarantee you, Damon Beard, kudos to him, bro. He's been on East Coast Radio for like 26 years. Well done. But can you associate any song to him or music?
No.
Nothing comes to mind. But when you talk radio DJs, Trevor Williams was the only radio DJ on East Coast Radio that I personally know of. But
right.
So much music comes when you you Trevor Williams.
You fill the void there.
So that's the difference between a radio voice and a radio DJ and a radio presenter.
That's dope because because like you play gigs right at the moment, and you like I'm saying to you, like when I listen to your radio station because when I'm out late, I listen
to you know what, Rich, never, I'll be honest and admit it, it's 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 a mind fuck for me. Never ever did I ever think that I'd get paid more money to play slow jams than going to do a gig on a Friday or a Saturday night, hip hop or house.
Nice.
The R&B market is so huge in Joburg, Pretoria, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth. It's crazy that Durban, nada, zilt. There's not even one R&B soul venue in Durban.
Yeah, you're right.
There's not one venue that, even when we as Metro FM as a station comes to Durban, we we have to create our own venue to do Sunday soul sessions, because
Nice.
there's no venue in Durban playing slow jams or R&B like you played High Five, She's Playing Hard to Get. That kind of vibe strictly for a Sunday.
But they're there though. I know they exist. They are definitely there. But it's just, yeah. But Durban is Durban is it's dictated to by people who own venues and people who own spaces and people who are paying DJs. So they dictating to the people in the crowd. But you know that there's a crowd for everything. I know that for sure. Um, but you're right though, because I was wondering now. I see you book. Then I wondered to myself, does this bra play? What does he play? Because he's playing at Rashisa Nyama. I'm like, okay, I see Ishmael's playing at Rashisa Nyama next week Friday. What is he playing at Rashisa Nyama? Are you there playing Johnny Gill? what,
I'm
what are you
playing,
doing?
depending on if it's a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'm playing. She's hot. That kind of vibe. She's playing hard to get. That kind of vibe. 94, 90, going up to a maximum of about 100 BPM. So yeah, anything from 660 up to 100.
60 between 60 and 100.
Yeah.
So it was a good choice of song. Are you telling me that it was a good choice of song by
Yeah,
myself?
yeah. Oh yeah. It was a good choice, man. You know?
So yeah, so like for me, it's all about, like you're saying just now, it's about development and bringing people out. So I'll be happy if this conversation results in somebody taking up your offer and you get to the bottom of somebody, hopefully from a disadvantaged space. That would be amazing. So for me, like it's the voice. Your voice has always been the same. Like even I tell my fro didn't go to school in Newlands, so she doesn't know, but she stayed in Newlands. Then I'm like, this bra's from just in your videos, bra. And she's like, no. She's like, no. You're like, yeah, good afternoon. You don't do the laugh so much. You don't. I'll give you that. You don't do the laugh so much because a lot of DJs do that laugh that's unnecessary. You know, when as soon as you start talking, like, oh, that was high five. I'm like, you're too happy. You're too happy for no reason. Um, what station and what time are you on? Oh, he's on, okay, he's on Metro. I know you play in the night. I know when I come home when I'm on my way home from gigs, I listen to you, which is normally late.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That's 11 years, going on to 11 years on Metro FM now. It still boggles my mind that in South Africa we have Metro FM plays the music that Metro FM plays. This is I need to phrase it right, because it's a very like touchy subject for me, kind of thing. Because, as I said, it's a mind fuck for me. So many years that I can't understand that we've got 6 million listeners at the moment, right? Metro FM as a station, and majority of my gigs are black. majority of the listenership is black. Yet Metro FM is an urban radio station. Now, this is where the mindfuck comes in. That Indian and colored people, right? Indian and colored people, every song that you have as an Indian or a colored person in your personal collection that you play in your car or at events, at your parties, at your house parties, in your house, Metro FM plays every song that you personally have.
Right.
Yet, you don't listen to Metro.
Yes.
You listen to another radio station that 90% of what they play you don't have in your personal collection. And that's the fucking truth.
Yeah. I tell you,
That's the truth.
I listen to Metro on Sundays. Every Sunday, I listen to Metro because that's literally the only time in my house I play the radio, because every other moment I'm busy with life. But on Sunday afternoon, like from about as soon as I get a break, I listen to them because they play the same thing that like you would say is, which they play, but they play like the OJs, and the Sunday would be like the OJs and the Whispers.
You see, you got to understand when it comes to Sunday, and hence a lot of radio stations try to copy it or try to mimic Metro FM Sunday. You got to understand, firstly, what they fail, every radio station fails at is, may his soul rest in peace. What a gem of a man, Eddie Zondi, man. The things I've learned from that man, unbelievable. What other stations don't realize, and most people don't realize, is Sunday, Metro FM Sunday, is a lifestyle. And you can't beat a lifestyle.
Yeah.
We grew up with that.
Absolutely.
Loud music playing from neighbors. I mean, if you didn't learn the OJs, the Manhattans from your parents, you learned it from your neighbor. When you're walking down the road, Kiss and Say Goodbye is playing by the drunk. Oh, that drunk Bali is singing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's your
all
CD.
that. Yeah, mother chot. You know, all that is the lifestyle that other stations that try, they don't understand. It's a lifestyle. Even like for me, I don't understand on why we don't have more colored and Indian people listening to Metro FM. Till this day, I get, and it's the weirdest thing for me.
Yeah.
When you meet colored and Indian people and they have no idea what Metro FM is.
No, I think it's a new generation though. It's a generational thing though, because like you're saying, Metro FM, we've been, from the time we were allowed to listen to Metro FM since back in the day, it was always a thing. Like it is so, like Sunday we knew. Like,
yeah.
You know, like even now, as soon as I listen to a lot of Motown and old school. That's
you say that. For me, now you just bring memories to me. You know, I stood in a couple of times for Wilson being Corsi, right? And if you have any idea who Wilson is, he's the only radio DJ in this country, in South Africa, that's been on a radio station since it started, 34 years. He's been on Metro FM since the day Metro went live on air in 86, till this day. Till this day. And then, you know, it's such an undescribable feeling to walk into a radio station and then a person you grew up listening to on radio, as you're saying, these songs. And then the guy goes, okay, South Africa, thank you. This is Wilson being Corsi. Ismail Abrahams is on the way next. Eddie Zondi. South Africa, thanks for listening. Ismail Abrahams is next. Kenny Maestri. Hey, Thanks for listening to Metro. Ismail Abrahams is next. All my idols I grew up listening to.
Exactly.
I've got the opportunity of doing a radio show either before them or after them, and them introducing me or saying he's on the way next.
It's
Unbelievable.
it's that's the thing, bro. You've been. I actually had this conversation yesterday about being fortunate and also like creating your thing and also being fortunate to be in specific place, specific time, which creates a specific thing for you to be there. I feel like in my life, there's also been a lot of those situations where I'm like, yo, but I can't believe. Like
Yeah.
if someone told me this when I was on my way to town in in Mr. Lambert's Kumbi, I would like, I'd be like, "Bro, it's okay, wind." But but you're right though. It's amazing to be in that space. I don't even know that people know that you're from Newlands. Do I don't even know that, right? Like I don't even know if people know that you are a Newlands. Oh, that you grew up. Like you understand slang. It sounds like you don't even understand slang. If I listen to you and this one doesn't understand, he doesn't understand slang. He's never been hashed or robbed. He's never been to Zoom or
I
anything.
was robbed. The O's in what they call your hood. The GPVs. What's it?
Oh, we're from the bottom.
109. What's the O's from 109?
No, I'm not from the night. I'm from Kabuljo, bruh.
Yeah. What's it? Yeah, the warlords. The warlords.
Oh, that's yo. That wasn't. I was never even gonna get that.
Those O's hashed me. I was coming back from the matinee one day. Right. Hey, I bought this. Hey, I was pumping out so lacquer. I bought this white NY hat, full white with NY written in blue. And I was parking in the middle of the taxi. And these gangsters, warlords, were parking in the back. And halfway through as you hit the freeway, hey, I feel the hat going. Hey, I turn around. All of them are just staring. I get my hat. They're all just, that blank stare.
Damn.
That used to fuck me up, bro. When you talk to somebody and they look at you blank like that. Anyway, I left it there. That was a Saturday coming back from the matinee. Hey, I get palsy. Hey, upset and everything.
What broken?
I called my bra. I had friends. I called my bra. Mark Matthys. I don't know if you know Mark Matthys.
Yeah, no, Matthias.
I called Mark. Hey, Mark comes on his bike for me. He had a motorbike. We go. Round about 10, 11 at night, we go. And then he calls somebody other. He was connected. He calls whoever. We get there. Hey, pitch up. Within the space of 5 minutes, didn't that hat come out very quickly?
You got your head back?
Hey?
Music? Are you are you playing music too?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Kind of. Yeah, so the hat came back very quickly. And then after that, I was never plied by them. Every time they saw me, they knew, okay, don't ply that.
There's Oyet is around.
Yeah. Mother chods.
but that's the thing, right? You managed to get way further than what we expected. And
What we expected.
ourselves, not for me, for you, but I mean obvious of ourselves. Like you don't you grew up in a culture where we don't expect much, bruh. And to get
but in all fairness, Hillview has quite a lot of successful people. Like I'm talking top success. I won't mention names. If you know, you know.
Right.
There's a guy that went to Hillview. I think he was 2 or 3 standards ahead of me, or 4. He's got supercars worth close to about, let me not mention figures,
But he
but
drives
he's
them
got
in
he's
Newlands.
got about 5 supercars.
Yeah, he drives them in Newlands too.
Huh.
He parks him on the road.
Yeah. Very successful. Very, very. And he's he's just one of many successful people coming out of Hillview.
There are many, bro. It's
Yeah.
there's a lot, but a lot of it is okay. Like you're speaking of dudes that had to like work, but like a lot of entertainment came out of Hillview, Newlands a lot, Hillview specifically. Like for me, even Russell Drive didn't ever become anything in the entertainment industry, which was weird because he was one of our biggest entertainers when we were growing up. He used to literally run shows when we were teenagers, and he just disappeared. Like I saw him a few years after we were finished when we were
I
growing up.
saw Okoski's back on the scene.
Koski's back. He didn't want to come for interview. I actually invited him to come to do an interview with me. He said no. There's too many haters that are out that are like, yeah. So, but he's back. He was a dancer, and he's a rapper now. So he's afraid
Kids
of
on the block.
yeah. But yeah, man, let's wrap. What do you want to say in closing? Anything that you want to say to the people, the colored people specifically? There's a lot of our people that are listening out here. Anything to say to them before we bounce?
No, I'm just it would be nice to see more colored people. I'm sure there is a lot of and you got to understand, colored. I've DJ'd around the country, right? There isn't, in the last 10 years, there isn't a place in South Africa that I haven't DJ'd. And that's thanks to Metro, because we're nationwide and the demand is there. There's not a place I haven't DJ'd in South Africa. And with all the travels, I guarantee you, Durban colored DJs are first class. Durban colored club DJs are first class. But for the life of me, I can't understand why the guys don't make a career out of DJing.
Yeah, it's circumstantial, I think.
You look at the likes of Ryan the DJ. He comes from Durban. He's living his dream. He's making a career out of DJing. You look at who else? Yeah.
There's a few like
all I say is, guys, you can make a career out of DJing. Okay. You just need to follow a few steps and stay focused on making it a career. Respect the trade, and it will respect you back.
That's
so
dope, right?
Yeah. So if Radio of Color is willing and wanting to, I'm keen to find. I'm wanting, not keen. I'm wanting to find the next colored Durban radio DJ.
That's perfect, bro. I'm keen to be a part of assisting you to find that guy, because that's
or girl.
A girl or girl. There we go. There doesn't have to be a guy, but guys is means everyone.
Yeah.
Some you guys that includes everybody. Let's cap her age. Let's cap her age while we are right now. 25?
No age. There's no such a thing. There's no such a thing as age, my man. That's what you got. Yeah, you got to understand when it comes to radio and the art of being a radio DJ. There's no age to it. That's why I used to listen to Treasure Shabalala doing homework at night, and I was in standard 8 doing homework at night, listening to Treasure Shabalala. He had a feature called Shell Trucking, blah blah. Right. You know, he's still on air at the moment. He's on a radio station called Hot 91.9 here in
Yes.
Joburg. And he still does the night show. Right. So yeah, no, man. No age restriction. There's nothing, to it. And
cool. Let's do this thing. Let's find this person and number, because I'm scared to
and
text you, bro. I'm always used to, for my text.
uh,
Respectful.
nah, I'm cool, man. It must be something like, just give a taste.
It's good. I'll get those things. I'll speak to the powers inside this building, and then let's find somebody, and then we'll filter, and then we'll give you like what I think which should be the best, or involve you in the process. I don't know. We'll see what works.
Yeah, no, involve me in the process. I want to be there from the start, and listen in and listen in. Yo, what's up to Daz? Oh man, Daz. I've got stories of Daz, man. Yo, Daz is 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 a wizard.
I know.
Daz.
I know.
That Daz. DJ, Daz, man. I even had Daz on when I used to do a Sunday evening show, 6 to 9. I had Daz doing some mixes for me. I was trying, I tried. There was a good couple of colored, Durban colored DJs. I tried to put on, giving them platform. And besides Daz, I'm not talking about Daz. There was 3 others. I don't think they comprehended. Now, this is my honest opinion. I don't think those DJs that I gave the opportunity or the platform to play, to put their mixes on Metro on a Sunday evening, I don't think they grasp the fact of having a mix played on national radio. I don't think they wrap their mind around that opportunity, that my mix is being played on a national radio station, on the biggest national radio station in the country. There's a guy called Delutz from Pretoria.
Yeah.
I did the same thing for him 5-6 years ago, and look at him now. I put him on. There's a couple of other black guys, DJs I put on. They have a career in DJing, getting paid close to 5-6 grand a gig, Friday, Saturday nights, going out to do gigs. And I'm yet to put my own. But every time I try, my own don't comprehend or wrap their mind around the platform and what comes with the platform. That if you keep pushing the platform, that what can come out of it.
It's the silver spoon. We got a silver spoon phenomenon, and it's a difficult thing, but we have to. It's difficult. I know that. I know it for sure. Also been.
Yeah. So at the moment, I'm on Metro FM. You can catch me weekdays. Actually, good story. Yet another story, bro. Fuck. I've been on this show for the last 2.5 years now. It's the 3rd year I'm doing this show. Because as Metro, surveying, blah, 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 come out that there's a good percentage of listenership now if you look at 3-4 years ago, we jumped on it, on South Africa moving 24-hour cycle, right? So you're getting a good percentage of people around South Africa who are up 24-hour on a 24-hour cycle, right? So I'm on between 2 and 5 in the morning
Shoo.
at the moment, right? And I've been doing it for the last 2 years. Now, in the last year, you look at radio trends around South Africa, regional radio stations, all of a sudden are also putting their guys in between 4 and 6.
The
Four,
grade where nothing used to
not
happen.
even it's no longer, because remember, like now the podcast, we're live around the world.
Yeah.
There are people watching us from Australia, from where else colored people immigrated, New Zealand,
From
you know,
LA listening right now.
LA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we out there.
Yeah. So with the change, I can safely say I've single-handedly re-energized and revamped early morning radio in South Africa.
You've been busy, brother. It's everything. There, see, Graham goes to bed at 2. You just stay up a little bit. But also me too. I go to bed literally at 2:30.
You know, I had no idea Graham was a DJ until one day I saw him doing a party on the socials. I was like, oh, I never knew. I knew Graham as an academic. In school, we were in the same grade. Graham was an academic.
That's what happens. Like I told you, you don't know who's the DJs. That's what I'm saying to you. Everybody surprises you.
But everybody knew I was a DJ. Couldn't put that.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. The Americans are gonna now listen to you on your slot. There's actually an app which Ismail told me which you could download and listen in your
Radio ZA. Check that app out. Radio ZA. There's
for you.
Every radio station in the country is on that. Even if stream online radio stations in South Africa are all on that app. Radio ZA. Check it out, man.
Radio ZA.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask you, why do you have this show on at 10 p.m.?
Because I have it at 10 because I don't have time before 10. So 10 is like literally the earliest I can sit down and just have like a slot where I can chat to people.
In your wardrobe.
In my wardrobe. Those are the wardrobe. You don't hear this. These are built-in cupboards.
Yeah, the built-in.
So I don't have time before that.
So now where do you put your suitcase? Because I always that was always used to be my thing. Now when you move out and anything, like, hey, now you got built-in cupboards, like, where do I put my suitcase now? Because the suitcase should go on top of the wardrobe.
I put it next to my car.
And the school bag, your school bag, top of the wardrobe.
Everything, school books, everything.
And when you wanted a popsicle, hey, you're looking for a 10 cents, a 20 cents. Hey, you take a chair, you stand on top of the chair. Hey, you'll find that 10 cents on top of the wardrobe.
You can even find someone's wages there by mistake. You know, there might be wages on something. Like, oh, jackpot.
Top of the wardrobe. Maybe you could call that your show, Top of the Wardrobe.
Yeah, that's top of the wardrobe. Yeah, I can do Graham. We actually can do a chat, Graham. So yeah, but let's say good night. We've been here for an hour and a half. Thank you for your time, but I really appreciate you. Like I told you, I really like you and Carvin, or like the two people I always when I approach it with respect. And my messages, they have no slang. It's English. It's good morning, good afternoon. I hope you're okay, etc. But thanks for taking my messages and for replying and for coming on. But I really appreciate you giving your time up. And
I always look at my wife and I go, hey, check this weird lighty.
I can't help it. Like, when I don't even abbreviate in my text. I don't abbreviate.
Like, hey, Chumafro, hey, this so I don't get him, bro. So he's got a thick Durban colored accent, but he don't talk slang.
That's, no, you, bro. If you read my messages, you swear it was sent by the Queen. That's how I roll.
Yeah.
I want you to be surprised when you hear my
Nah,
voice.
man, I'm all good, man. I'm all good.
Thanks
I,
everyone
I,
for
I, I get that a lot because you know I try to be a very private person outside of work, and with me, I love my space kind of
me
thing.
too. I'm the
You
same.
know, and I always tell DJs, if ever you wanted advice from me, is get in 30 minutes before your set and leave immediately after your set. That's how you stay long in the game. And
Yeah.
always protect your space.
Yeah. Go home. Basically, go home.
Yeah. And small talk. Fuck, I can't stand small talk. Yeah. You know, people come up to you, it's like, hey, what kind? No, luck. Hey, you check that thing there, bro. Hey, that one. Hey, that thing there. It's like, oh, okay. Then what?
It's funny because I'm the same though. I don't like small talk, but I'm also the king
And
of small.
then comes that uh, the last time, I think it was 7, 8 years ago, outside Seabass Tavern, I visited. I got, hey, now talking within 5 minutes. Except, is he making something from your side?
Big bro. Okay, big bro.
That's my cue. That's my cue. Like, I'm out.
Let me go get my money out the car. Let me see what's in the car there. Gone. Bye bye. You will see me again.
Make a sound.
But yeah, bro, we can do this again. We can absolutely do this again.
Yeah, but rearrange your time. This would work very nicely while the guys are busy cooking, while the guys are busy unpacking their day. You know, have it boom on the TV. So rearrange your time and try get any time between 6 and 9 in the evening. You
I
know,
love
evenings with the rich bee. You know, yeah.
I love this hour, bro. Don't make me feel sad about being the night guy. I like tucking people into their beds. Good night, everybody. I pull the duvet over, I fluff the pillows. I'm like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. this this dope. So yeah, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'll share this thing so people will still catch up tomorrow and over the next week, I'm assuming. And thanks a lot, my brother. I really appreciate you coming on. And I'm gonna make moves, and we're gonna find a person that let's together find somebody in our community that we can put into the front there. That's also my thing. I'm all about that. I've always been all about that. So let's do that, bro. Good night from me. This let me see. There. This. Good night from Ishmael.
Peace and love, man.
Thanks a lot, my brother. Thank you, everybody. See you next week, Thursday, with I don't know whom.